Later this year, the District Hill Cemetery will begin transforming from a mostly unmarked graveyard to a memorial to some 150 African Americans who contributed to the growth of Chickamauga.
We think enslaved people were buried back here. There are people here that fought in the Spanish-American War. There are, of course, we have Mark Thrash is buried here, who was enslaved and also worked for the park, the battlefield park, and was a government employee, and he buried Union and Confederate soldiers after the war. He lived to be 122, and so there's a significance there with that history.
Back in 2015, a grant from the Civil War Commission made it possible for a ground-penetrating radar technician to locate all of the people buried here. Steel plates were then placed in the ground so that one day the grave sites could be marked.
We have designed the markers. We have 152 here ready to be put on the graves. We've had the mowing, continuous mowing of the site and keeping it without a lot of underbrush. We also have fenced in the area. We have improved the roads.
Later this year, area Boy Scouts will place those markers on this sacred ground. On this day, volunteers with P52, Signal Mountain Presbyterian Church, and Widow's Harvest are clearing overgrowth from the entrance to the cemetery off Cove Road.
We're so grateful to them.
Nearly 50 volunteers are cleaning up this site so there will be a nice transition once the cemetery opens to the public next year.
It may not be complete with a couple of the monuments, because that would be the last thing that we can put with all the names and dates. And because research is ongoing, we won't do that until that research is completed.
Dr. Alicia Jackson, an associate professor of history at Covenant College, continues to work on identifying the names of everyone buried here. In addition, students from the University of Georgia helped work on the master plan, which also calls for a reflective pathway around the cemetery and native plants. I'm Joe Legee.